Amelia cherished the mundane, the small moments that made life feel whole. The warmth of the sun on her face, the scent of baking bread, the comforting weight of her cat curled up on her lap. These were the moments she lived for, the simple pleasures that brought her peace. These simple joys were her haven, a stark contrast to the darkness that lingered at the edge of her awareness, a darkness that seemed to grow stronger with each passing day, a darkness that had a name: Lilith. The name alone sent shivers down her spine. Their first encounter was seared into Amelia's memory, a haunting reminder of the choices she had made. The seductive voice, the eyes that promised forbidden knowledge, the offer of power that whispered of an intoxicating freedom. It was a temptation that was hard to resist. Amelia had refused clinging to the familiar comfort of her humanity. She chose the warmth of her home over the cold allure of power. But Lilith's shadow remained, a constant reminder of the path not taken. It was a shadow that seemed to follow her everywhere.
"You cannot hide forever, little one," Lilith's voice echoed in the stillness of her mind, a chilling reminder of the ever-present threat.
Amelia shuddered, pushing the memory away, trying to focus on the light and warmth around her. She had made her choice. She would not be swayed. Her resolve was firm, her heart set on the life she had chosen.
The whispers began subtly. Lilith's voice, a seductive murmur in the quiet moments between wakefulness and sleep. It spoke of Amelia's deepest desires, of the untapped potential that simmered beneath the surface. Desires Amelia had suppressed, buried beneath layers of normalcy. The scent of lilies, cloyingly sweet, began to follow Amelia, a constant reminder of Lilith's presence, growing stronger with each passing day. The mundane began to lose its luster, the ordinary failing to satisfy the yearning that Lilith had awakened within her.
"Such power lies dormant within you," Lilith's voice whispered, a tantalizing caress against her mind. "Embrace it, Amelia. Become what you were meant to be."
Doubt gnawed at Amelia's resolve. Was she strong enough to resist?
Sleep offered no escape. Lilith invaded Amelia's dreams, weaving visions of intoxicating beauty and terrifying power. Crimson skies bled into endless nights, the air thick with unspoken promises and veiled threats. Amelia found herself drawn to Lilith in these dreamscapes, her fear battling with a growing fascination. Lilith's touch in the dreams was electric, sending shivers down Amelia's spine. Her lips whispered secrets against Amelia's skin, secrets that promised power beyond imagining, but at a terrible cost.
"Give in, Amelia," Lilith's voice echoed in the cavernous expanse of her dream. "Let me show you what you can become."
Amelia would wake in a cold sweat, the line between dream and reality blurring. Her reflection in the mirror seemed different somehow, her eyes reflecting a darkness she didn't recognize. The air crackled with energy. The mundane apartment that had always been Amelia's sanctuary felt alien, suffocating. Lilith stood in the center of the room, her beauty as sharp and dangerous as shattered glass. Gone were the whispers, the subtle manipulations. This was a declaration of intent.
"Why are you doing this?" Amelia's voice was a choked whisper. Lilith's lips curled into a predatory smile. "You cannot escape your true nature, Amelia. I am merely the catalyst."
Terror rooted Amelia to the spot. She wanted to scream, to run, but her body refused to obey. Lilith approached, her eyes burning with an unholy light.
Lilith's touch was fire, searing a path across Amelia's skin. Pain ripped through her, a scream dying in her throat.
The air filled with the scent of ozone and something ancient, primal.
Amelia thrashed against the invisible bonds that held her captive, her blood singing with a power she never wanted, never asked for. No!
Amelia's voice was raw, filled with a terror that echoed in the small space.
Lilith's laughter was cold, devoid of humor. "You are mine now, Amelia, whether you accept it or not."
The pain receded, leaving behind a throbbing ache and a chilling emptiness.
Amelia looked down at her hand, the back of it branded with a glowing, intricate symbol.
The mark of Lilith. Echoes in the silence. Silence descended, heavy and absolute. Lilith was gone, vanished as quickly as she had appeared. Only the lingering scent of lilies and the throbbing burn of the mark on Amelia's hand served as proof that it hadn't been a nightmare.
Amelia stared at her reflection, searching for any sign of the monster Lilith claimed she was destined to become. Her features were the same, yet different, sharper, predatory. Her eyes, once warm and brown, now held a flicker of something cold and ancient.
The weight of Lilith's words settled over her, crushing her spirit. You cannot escape your true nature. Was this her fate? To be a creature of darkness, forever bound to the will of a being she barely understood?
A taste of what could be. Days turned into weeks and weeks into months. The mark on Amelia's hand pulsed with a life of its own, a constant reminder of Lilith's claim. It was a mark that seemed to grow stronger with each passing day. Fear warred with a growing sense of wrongness, a feeling of being incomplete. She couldn't shake the feeling that something was missing, something vital. The mundane world seemed to hold no appeal, its colors dulled, its joys hollow. Everything felt muted, as if a veil had been drawn over her senses. Then one night it happened. A night like any other, yet profoundly different. A surge of power, raw and intoxicating, coursed through her veins. It was unlike anything she had ever felt before, a rush of pure energy. The world sharpened, colors becoming unbearably vivid, sounds amplified to an almost painful degree. Every detail stood out in stark relief. She could taste the fear of a passing stranger, feel the pulse of life thrumming beneath the city streets. It was as if she had tapped into the very essence of the city. A thrill shot through Amelia, a mixture of terror and exhilaration. She was both frightened and exhilarated by the power she now possessed. This was the power Lilith had promised, the power she had awakened within her. It was a power that felt both alien and familiar. And for a fleeting moment, Amelia embraced it, reveling in the intoxicating rush of sensation. She felt alive in a way she never had before, completely and utterly alive. The serpent's embrace. The air crackled with energy, the temperature plummeting as Lilith materialized before her, a figure of dark elegance and power. Gone was the seductive smile, the playful glint in her eyes replaced by a cold, calculating stare.
Lilith's face was a mask of cold fury, her voice laced with venomous promise, each word dripping with malice. "You defy me, little one," she hissed, her eyes narrowing dangerously. Lilith's voice was low, dangerous, a whisper that promised retribution. "You will learn that some destinies are not meant to be defied," she declared, her tone final and unyielding.
Panic welled up inside Amelia, threatening to consume her, her heart pounding in her chest like a war drum. She had made her choice, but was it already too late? Doubt gnawed at her resolve.
Lilith lunged, her form blurring with impossible speed, a dark shadow moving with lethal grace.
Amelia closed her eyes, bracing for the inevitable, her breath caught in her throat, but instead of pain, she felt a searing heat engulf her, a feeling of being unmade and remade, her very essence shifting. When she opened her eyes, the world swam into focus, distorted and strange, as if seen through a new lens. Gone was the familiar reflection of Amelia, replaced by something otherworldly. Staring back at her was a creature both beautiful and terrifying, its eyes glowing with an unearthly light, a mix of beauty and terror.
Lilith's laughter echoed around her, filled with triumph and something akin to possession, a dark satisfaction. "Welcome home, my pet," Lilith purred, her voice a silken caress against Amelia's newly awakened senses, a promise of a dark future.
Amelia's transformation was complete, her old self forever lost in the embrace of the serpent.